So with Arceus being the big one in the Triumphant Light, I thought we should have a look at another deck. So we have gone for the Heatran and also Crobat Arceus deck. So as you'll see here, we've got double Heatran going on. We've got two Zubats. We've got two Golbats. The most important fact is there is two different variants of Golbat. We've gone with the one with the colorless energy here that does allow you to do 40 damage if needed. We also then have the Crobat with obviously the link to Arceus. And then we have got just the normal Arceus EX in there as well. When it comes to trainers and also supports, we've got the Pokeball double. We've got two Giant Capes, two Professor's Research, a Sabrina, a Cyrus, a Dawn, and also a Leaf. There is a possibility that maybe you could swap out a Cape for maybe another Dawn because it's got a good possibilities, but all abilities will be explained in the match. So if you want to check out the deck, then obviously take a little screenshot. I'll let you go through it here, and then you can obviously see what you think of it as well. Right, Noob Slayer, we are going first. Okay, always. We got, see, the main thing that you want to be doing with this is Heatran's got to be number one, really. That's kind of your best bet. Oh, he's gone for Druddigon. Why are we running this same partnership? Right, Pokeball in, oh, no, wrong one. I thought I had it right. Pokeball in first. Let's see what we can get. Arceus would be outrageously good, thank you very much. And we're going to go with that. Then, other than that, really, we'll go a Giant Cape on Arceus just because it's always good to have it on him. And then really that's all we can do for the first move. He's gone Dark, so I'm assuming he's going for the Darkrai Magneton sort of pairing, which honestly is it's a great deck. It works. Obviously it's brilliant, all of that jazz. I don't like it, personally. It's not my favorite deck. Heatran is the next one. This is what we kind of wanted in, to be honest. This is the one. So the basic premise with this is, we'll kind of go through the turn first. We are going to go, we'll leave the Giant Cape off. I'm debating, what do I go with first? Because if he's going for that 70, we've got 40 that does 80 if he's got some damage on. We'll go with Arceus first because I don't know where he's going to go with this, to be honest. But basically, what you've got is Heatran's ability, the Speed Link, is basically no retreat energy, but it does have the 40 attack with just 2 fires. But then if there is some damage done on him, he will obviously take the 40 and he will do 80 instead. So that's going to be massive for him. We have got another Arceus. We're going to chuck there. Now, he's obviously going to go with the Darkrai. So what we want to do is we put that there. We then Leaf. And then what we want to do is retreat. Bring that there. And then what we can do is, oh, we can't Dawn yet. So I'm going to go with the Giant Cape for now. And we'll go like that. The Dawn, to be honest, I should have figured out the Dawn. Because obviously what we could have done there is put Arceus' attack or energy onto Heatran. Meaning he could have done the 40, take the damage, take the Darkrai damage. And next turn he'd be able to pull the 80 off and take Druddigon out in them like same turns. Fortunately, we can't do that. We are going to have to go against the full 80. So we want to be powering up Arceus as well at this point. But we will do the 80 now, which is always going to be nice. And we do have the Crobat, which we'll go over the links in a moment. But we've got an easy one to go with. So we want to go ahead and do the 80 now. That's going to give us, again, a 40 damage against us because he has got the Druddigon's rough skin and also the Rocky Helmet. It's a very good combination that is just a pain to deal with, but it still works for him. Obviously he's going to debate whether he wants to actually X-speed him back out and bring Darkrai in, and then obviously he could do that, but we will have a Cyrus eventually available for that, and he's going to have Shaman in for the healing, I'm assuming. With the Crobat, it's basically the like Greninja. You will do damage as long as Arceus is in play on the bench, which is always perfect. So it's kind of Heatran in the lead, Arceus for the final attack, and then obviously Crobat's doing little bits of chip damage at the end as well. So it's kind of like what Darkrai does also. So obviously with now he's going to put the energy on. He's going to beat him in that battle. And then we've kind of got to figure out where we go with this. So I'm going to have to go with Arceus. This is going to be one of the harder decks to actually beat because when you've got the Druddigon Rocky Helmet, you need to possibly wait it out. You've got to get the perfect plan and wait that attack. I don't think anything else had energies on it, which is a bit of a shame. But we still move with it. So we still don't have the Golbat either. That would have been probably the best thing to have, to be honest. So we do have another Heatran if we really wanted to. But for now, we are going to have to try and take at least a little bit of damage off. I don't even know if we can do this. So we've got 80, so that's going to do 160, 20. What do we get? 20 for each. So 80, 90, 110, 130. Unless, we don't even have a Giovanni at this point. So I don't think we could do anything against this now unless we had a Giovanni. Unless it's going to bring in a Cyrus. That's always interesting. Okay. Trying to figure what he's going to do here, because that's probably the worst move he could have done. Because obviously he can now take the Zubat out, meaning I can have an attack. I don't get what he's done there. Unless he's just stopping me from getting to the Crobat, which could have been okay, but that's... We'll see. We'll see how that plays out. I feel like he's made a massive mistake there. Watch us actually get the Golbat now. We have got another Zubat anyway, so we did get the Golbat, of course we do. So now we're going to go with him there. We won't take any damage once we hit, but we will do the 110. Oh, of course. I mean, that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to stop us from hitting it down. But now, unless he's got the Sabrina, but then we've obviously got a Sabrina ourselves. I don't know what he's trying to plan on here. We could have done with a Cyrus to be on our bench, because obviously that would have been really nice to pick Darkrai back up straight away. But that obviously isn't a thing at the moment. So he's going to go with a Sabrina, which is fair enough. We'll go with a Heatran. No retreat damage, so that's absolutely fine. He can't... Will he be able to do it? 80, 90... Oh, I mean, I got to watch that, to be honest. Because he can do the damage. If he had... Because if he takes the energy onto him, that would be 100. If he had a Giovanni, he would be pretty much done out. Wow, yeah, that's a little bit questionable. He's going to obviously start powering up that Darkrai. That's clever. Obviously, he's going to do the 10, and then it would do the 80. So, if he has... I was going to say, if he has got the... No, he's not got the Giovanni. Okay, that's fine. As I said, I'm just trying to think if we could do the second attack, because if he goes... Oh, okay. That's fair enough. We need the Cyrus. That's not the Cyrus we want. Because he's going to do the damage regardless. So, what we're going to have to do is... What do we even do here, to be honest? I'm thinking... If we go with the... We're going to have to go with the Sabrina, because we can't attack the Druddigon without being attacked again. Because he's going to do the 80, the 160. I mean, he could do it. So if we swap... We're going to have to swap regardless. It's whether he swaps us back is the big question. So we do that. He could take the hit. So we do the... So he could take the hit with obviously the Darkrai here next turn. So that would do 80... If he does the energy, does 100, then obviously we've got 40, 140, so we could survive it. It's whether he gives us an option not. So I'm going to go and start powering up. We'll throw it on Heatran and we'll do the damage. I think that should be fine. So obviously that's going to knock out his Druddigon. It gives us 40 damage against us. So it takes us down to 120. If he gives an energy to obviously one of the Darkrai's, he obviously does a 20 damage on us, taking us down to 100. If then he does another 80, that takes us down to 20. So he's gone with that one. So that's kind of fine, unless he's got a Dawn and it allows him to do it. But we've got a Sabrina just in case. The only way he wins this now, I believe, is if he has either something else that he could put on the bench, for instance, another Druddigon, or he swaps me. If he swaps me for like Zubat or something, but then even then he can't do any damage. So, unless he's trying to play this out, it's such a weird combination of how he's tried this. Because now he can't attack. So yeah, it's pretty much... Unless he was kind of hoping that we weren't going to go for it. So now we just Cyrus and we've won. Even if we had Sabrina, like even if we just went with Sabrina, we still won. So he's obviously had to concede. He should have attacked the Arceus rather than going for the Zubat. He didn't know I had Golbat and, well, I didn't even have Golbat at that point. So he should have been fine on that one. So that was a bit of his play that could have got us out from the Arceus originally. It is a good deck though. It does work if you got it right. I think against a deck that's very heavy on the defense, it's a little bit more tricky. And I can imagine against water, it's not going to be the greatest deck because obviously Heatran's like the overall theme unless you go with Arceus instead. So we have got Heatran and we have got, we got Crobat first. So let's have a look and see what we go with here. We've got one energy against, I can't see. Ooh, fighting. Okay, ooh, bit of Sudowoodo. If your opponent's active Pokemon is a Pokemon EX, this attack does 30 more damage. We're not EX on this one. Fantastic. So we'll go with the Arceus. We will also then chuck up a cape on here. Chuck a cape on Heatran. And we'll throw a cape on Arceus as well. And then we just need the Golbat. I want to get Crobat at least into the play here, to be honest. So we're not going to go with the EX, which is fine. He'd only do 20 anyway. He does 50 if obviously you are an EX, which is very good damage. Like that's what, Mew EX, Mewtwo. 3 hits and he's pretty much done. He's only got the 80 HP, but also could get the Lucario bonus of the extra 20. So in 2 turns, he could be doing 70 just off a Sudowoodo on 1 energy. That is very impressive, I must admit. We've got, what's this, Rampardos School Fossil, I want to say. Okay. So now, 40 energy. So now he's got some damage on him. Let's see if we can get the Golbat in play. That's kind of what we want here. There he is. That's lovely. And we've got a bit of Sabrina as well, which is fantastic to use. So we'll go with that. And then we've got a bit of damage. We'll do that. And then what we could do is then swap Sabrina over to one of them, because then we want to take out as much as we can. Oh, to be fair, we could take Sudowoodo out in 1 hit, to be honest, with the next turn. Unless he moves me. But we have got Crobat. What is he? Once during your turn, if you have an Arceus, you may do 30 opponents active. Okay, so it is active Pokemon, unfortunately. We do want to get rid of Rampardos, or at least this one, as quick as possible. Granados, get him out of Rampardos, because that is a very hard hitter very quickly. So we will get rid of that, and we obviously want to get rid of Lucario as well as quick as possible. The fighting decks have been phenomenal. There's so many good options, and he's not even looking like he's got Gallade at this point. So we got another Arceus, so we're going to throw him in there. We will then go ahead and throw a Crobat, and then we will also Sabrina to see where he's going to go. Lucario or Rampardos or Granados. Hoping he goes Granados. Yes, I thought he might. So then what we do is we use the ability. That's going to knock that out. That's 30. And then obviously, because we've got damage, we can go ahead and whack that. We can now start powering up the Arceus, as well as doing a little bit of damage each time to from Crobat as well, which is good. We've also got the kind of cape on as well. So this is where he's got to now think where he goes, because he can do the extra 20. So he'll do 40 on the next attack, which still gives me another attack. We can obviously knock Sudowoodo out. He's then got Lucario basically to go with the 2 energies, unless he goes with a basic here, which is always going to be very interesting to see what he can do, to be honest. At this point, it depends what deck he's got in there. Like, how many cards he got? He's got 2. He's got 2 cards in his hand. Can't be worth too much. Like, I think his whole play is getting Rampardos, and if you've not got the kind of item to put in, we've got another Sudowoodo. Okay, that's fair enough. I mean, it's not going to be great. I think you could still get rid of me with that, to be fair. But once we got Arceus in, it should be game over at that point. But as I say, should be powering up Lucario as much as possible. So it's going to go with a 40. We'll knock this out now, which is fine. So we got Dawn. Ooh, Dawn. No, we're going to, yeah, we'll stick with that. Dawn is irrelevant. So we'll go with Arceus on that. We'll throw the Crobat in. We might as well get the use out of him, to be honest, just to make sure. And then obviously we'll go with that. That's going to give me the 80. Knocks out another one. So now he brings in, I'm assuming, Sudowoodo again. It depends, actually, because, I mean, if he goes with that, that's 40, so he does 60. I was going to say, I would probably go with Sudowoodo. He's now just going to be hitting against Arceus, so he's got to try and get Arceus out as quick as possible. But we have the Crobat going in every time. The only thing he could do to slow me down is take out this now, and then he has, like, a Sabrina to keep swapping me. That would be the only thing I could imagine that he does, but in this first turn, we still have Dawn anyway, so it's a shame we don't have one more energy somewhere, but we can't move that anywhere, so we'll go with that there. Throw in another one here. We'll then go that. Beautiful, that does the 30, and we will wait for the next turn. So it should be one more and this is over. It should be pretty smooth sailing. Against a very attacking deck, it works really well. When you're going against the Rocky Helmets, the Druddigons, you're always got to figure out what your move is better to do. Because if you hit a Druddigon with 40, didn't even know that was the weakness, to be honest. That could have been absolute game over. We got absolutely slammed with that. So we should then have... It should concede by now, to be honest. So then we obviously go with the Cunning Link. And there we go. I must admit, I'm very, very impressed with that deck. Now, you know, the third one's got to be the charm, to be honest. So let's have a look and see what we do on this last one. Because the first two, I must admit, the first one was definitely an opponent error. Second one was a very good decking. We've got the second turn on this one. But the question is... Oh, he's got Steel. Okay, so let's see what we can do against this. No Arceus straight away, but that should be fine. So I'm assuming Dialga. Bastiodon's going to be very difficult to go against, I'm sure. Oh, okay, he's got Mew. Mew and Arceus as well. Obviously, Fighting is there, and Dark is that one. Okay, well, this is always going to be interesting. So he will be able to do more damage as well if he goes for the Hacking. It's got Dialga as well with the Fire one. Beautiful. Fire weakness. We got Arceus on our next turn. We are just going to go straight in for the kill. Let's go with that then. Yeah, I'm thinking that we've got a Leaf, we've got a Dawn if we need to. Still could work quite well. Obviously, we want to just go for the attacks as much as possible. The only problem with Heatran is that the major damage comes to them attacking you. So that's kind of what you need, really. We're going to go with a second Heatran here. So we then want to go... We'll start attacking because next turn we can obviously start bringing up Arceus into this as well. So basically what we want to do now is get Arceus 1, and then the next turn Arceus can start attacking, because obviously we've got a Dawn that can bring Heatran into the mix. He's going to go with Dialga. He's going to bring Dialga straight in. Obviously he's going to get double energy on him, so that does make sense. What does he get on him? So we get 80, we get 90, we get 100 damage on Dialga as well. So it could be even worth the sacrifice of the first one. I know the major difference is obviously he's going to get a double energy on to Arceus there. So he only might be in here for one hit, to be honest. So that's going to be the interesting plan with this one. So what we could do is throw one on Arceus here. And then we really got to hit as much as we can. Get it out of the way. Get the 100 in. So he then will possibly bring him back out. He's got the double there. He's got the Rocky Helmet. Of course he has the Rocky Helmet. Why wouldn't he? He's going to bring him in. Oh, that's a very clever play. Dialga, Arceus. Yeah, I suppose because it's the colourless, it's a very good way to play him. There's some really, really good decks with this Arceus. He's kind of like the centerpiece. If you can get that, that's an amazing move. The Dialga with obviously the double energy into then giving Arceus another energy brings him back out. It's a fantastic bit of play. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to beat that, to be honest. Because he's got the Rocky Helmet. We've obviously got another Arceus. We could... Oh, we get the Golbat in now. Could we do this with another hit? So if he does, because we'd be able to do, what, 70, 90, 90, 110, 130. We should be able to do it, but he's going to hit the 120 as well. We don't have no healing ability. If I had a Cloak next turn, possible. Very, very possible. But the question is, does he allow it? That's going to be the big question. It's going to be a close one. It's the Rocky Helmet that does me, to be honest. So he's going to go with that. That's the one. Oh, yeah, no, to be honest, I'm pretty much done. No, they literally, because I can get the Crobat. The problem is quite literally the fact that I attack him, he's got the Rocky Helmet. I needed at least the Cloak to get past the Rocky Helmet. So, obviously, if I had the Cloak, I'd be able to take out this Arceus. And then, more than likely, he could go with Dialga to do the 30, and I'd be done regardless, but it just is what it is. We could take out the Dialga if we had the one hit on like a Mew or something little. We could have done him, but unfortunately, he's bested us with that Dialga move. But that's a deck that we're going to have a look at as well at some point, because that is a phenomenal strategy, and we'd love to see how quickly you could get that out if it wasn't so perfect. But let me know down below what you think, and I'll catch you all for another Arceus deck. Peace.